Hey you guys, hey you guys, hey you guys. We are live and direct. Pesci booming, all light, no shade. Oh, excuse me. That's my other channel. Pesci booming, all light, no shade is my other channel. This channel that we are live streaming on this evening for the second time. Yesterday was the first official live stream on this channel, and that was enjoyable. Did enjoy that. If you were not able to catch that stream, it is up on the page. Just go check under the live videos and you'll be able to pull that up. All right. Last night's stream we discussed a few different topics. Although I only spoke to myself, but I'm sure the videos will be the message will be heard around the world, Absolutely. Because what good is having social media if you can't touch the highest point, the highest mountaintop, or the furthest corner, east or west, or the most southernest point, your voice can resonate around the world. That's why social media is such an amazing tool. It really is because it really allows you to be everywhere. It really allows you to be omnipresent, you know, as much as we can as humans. So that's a good thing. That's an amazing thing. So yeah, last night I touched on a few topics, and tonight we're gonna do more of the same. And please, before it even starts to get out of control, I'm trying my best to sit in a certain position on this chair so that way you don't get the squeaking noise. And I only have an hour tonight because I have to go to the gym in a few. That's next. All right. So tonight, we're going to talk about that inner voice. The inner voice that you have in your mind. And whether that voice is a voice of positivity, a positive voice in your life, one that helps you get to your goals and helps you build what's necessary and pushes you and motivates you and allows you to be the magnet that attracts your heart's desires, or is it a voice that is a detriment to your success? That voice in your mind and your heart that you feel, that tells you go left, that tells you move right, that tells you to react and how to react and what tone you're going to use and how you're going to go about it and what is your end goal, and does the action that you take conducive to reaching that goal, because the actions and the goal, they have to coincide, they got to be, cohesive. There has to be a cohesiveness. And that inner voice It's very important because that inner voice is what plays out in the world, in your world. You know, it doesn't matter about anybody else's world. That's not important. It's your world. It plays out in your world. And that is what is important. So, I'm going to wait another minute and then we're going to have to get right to it. We're going to have to get right to it. Yeah, we're going to have to get right to it. You know, most people's inner conversations sound like this. These are the words of their inner conversation. The conversation that is playing in their minds. And you're coming into contact with these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people out there, and this is their train of thought. These are the words: deadline, problem, hopeless, out of options, bad luck, obstacles, breakdown, failure, setback, crisis, worry, debt, insecure, lack, scarcity, loss, disease, and sickness. Now, those are the words that people are building their foundation on. And it may really be that it's no fault of their own. They could have been just in the environment, and that's the way that they grew up. But after this video tonight, it's time for that. It's time for a change. Because when you know better, you do better. That's the key. When you know better, you do better. All right? So those words become chains in your mind, like a prison. Those words are your prison. Those words are like quicksand. Those words are the reason why you're stagnant. Like, you can add stagnant to that list of words also. And every time you repeat those words, those chains, that prison becomes a little bit, that cell becomes a little smaller and tighter. Every time you repeat those words, the walls start closing in on you a little bit more every time. And they convince you that you're running out of time, out of chances, and out of hope. So those words have a feeling with them. Those words have power. That's why you have to watch that inner conversation. That inner conversation. You got to be able to, even if that inner conversation is working and the words are on the tip of your tongue, you have to catch it before it comes out here and switch it up. And it may take practice, but hey, you got to practice it. Start each and every time. And you might slip up here and there. You may slip up, you know. You're perfect, right? But you're going to slip up. You know, I've been working on this also, but at times I slip up. But the thing is now that the catch time is like a split second. You know, now I'm able to catch myself right away. As soon as, you know, I'm having that out of body experience, I'm able to say, no, come back here. You know what I'm saying? Come back here. The leash, pulls it back in. I'm real back in. So when you slip up, you don't beat yourself up. You just reel yourself back in. You get angry, reel yourself back in right away, because you know that's not the direction you want to go. You know that the anger is not conducive to what your goals are, because once again, you want to have your actions and your goals on the same course. You know, they got to be cohesive. They got to become one. You can't have your actions and your goals discombobulated. They need to be together, so that way they can get there at the same time. All right. So yeah, so those words are the chains that convince you you're running out of time, out of chances, and out of hope. But here is the truth. Your faith is the gatekeeper of your inner voice. Your faith, because the reason how I came up with this, with the topic for this stream, is that I only work for good. That's it. I only work for good. I only work with the virtues. That's what I stand on. I stand on virtues. I stand on them. And no matter what you bring to the virtues, you can't knock the virtues. You cannot move the virtues. The virtues are immovable. There's nothing that you can do to a virtue. The virtue is the most solid thing. It's invisible, right? You can't see it, but it's real. So you got to live by your virtues. And if you don't know your virtues, then here's one: patience. Because the thing about virtues, right? What virtues are, and I'm not going to get too far off, of course. What a virtue is essentially love. That's what a virtue is. A virtue is an element of love, because one virtue is essentially the next virtue and the next virtue. They're all the same, just with different names. So if patience is a virtue, then what's something that is like patience? Compassion. Compassion is a virtue. Compassion is an element of love, right? Compassion is love. Empathy. Empathy is a virtue. Empathy is love. What's another one? What is another virtue here? Another virtue is, excuse me. Sometimes these things slip your mind, but that's what you got Google for. Kindness. Kindness is a virtue. You know what I'm saying? Empathy is a virtue. Courage is a virtue. Fortitude is a virtue. Hope, faith, charity, and all of these things come from love. All right? So the faith is a virtue. So the other words are you talking to yourself like you don't love yourself. So you got to learn to speak to yourself. The inner conversation, the inner dialogue has to be one of love. It must. If you can, you must eliminate anytime that you talk to yourself from a place where it's not love, where it's like self-hate or self self-depreciating talk, oh, that's another virtue, appreciation. Because sometimes I think, here's another one, real quick. I know sometimes I bounce back and forth, but when somebody says, oh, I appreciate that, sometimes I think, do they really know what they're saying when they say I appreciate that? Because when you appreciate something, you add value to it, right? When something appreciates it, it goes up in value. So if somebody is walking through a door and you get there before them and you hold the door open for them and they walk through and they said, thank you, I appreciate that. What is that? Because a lot of things that people say is just a program, like they heard it somewhere, or their dad used to say it, or their mom used to say it, or their brother used to say it, somebody used to say it and they picked it up. So if you say you appreciate it, then what do you do with it? Do you build on it? Now, do you take that kind gesture of the person holding the door for you? Do you go and make sure that if you see an old lady with her groceries or anybody that needs help, do you appreciate it by building on it and giving more value out there? You know what I'm saying? So the word appreciation is a virtue. Appreciation is a virtue because it adds value. So it's a part of love, because if I love you, I'm going to add value to you. So if you appreciate you, then you add value to yourself. You add value to yourself. And now we're about to go places with this now, because when you add value to yourself, the thing that you're doing, and you might not know it, or you might know it, the thing that you are doing, you are strengthening your magnet. Because we all messed up out here with people believing that they have to pursue their dreams. Like, oh, I got to pursue my dreams. I got to pursue it. You got to attract your dream. But your magnet is so demagnetized from you not blocking, from you blocking your blessings, from you not appreciating yourself and strengthening the magnet that attracts everything, because we are magnetic beings. We're magnetic beings. We don't chase anything. We attract everything that we have. That's why when you try to chase, if you're in the habit of chasing things, if you're chasing something, then what is the something doing? It's running away from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're chasing something, it's running away from you. So why would you be in the business of chasing anything? Wouldn't it be a lot easier? Wouldn't life be a lot simpler? Wouldn't life be a lot more enjoyable if you attracted things? Simply attracted. But when you block your blessings, when you don't live by the virtues, when that inner conversation is one that is a low vibration, guess what? You get a low vibration result. All right, so moving on. Excuse me. All right, so here's the truth. Your faith, your virtue of faith, is the gatekeeper of your inner voice. It decides whether you speak death into your situation or speak life into it. So that's where I was going. I was thinking, the reason why I came up with the topic for the stream was because I was thinking, like, dang, I had an out of body experience where I was thinking of a deadline, and boom, I caught myself, brought myself back in, reeled myself back in, reeled it back in. You know what I'm saying? Pop the willy. Endo. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I be going off sometimes. Pardon me. So, the deadline. And I said, nah, my father, God, my faith in God, I can't even think about it. A deadline? Deadline? What type of language is that? Deadline. Who talks like that? Deadline? Come on. How you got your father, God, that created everything, and you talking about you got a deadline for something? Like you don't know who your daddy is. That's your problem. You don't know who your daddy is. Yeah, that's it. That's what my name is stream. You don't know who your daddy is, man. What? Come on. Your daddy made you a promise, but you forgot who you are. And that's why you talk to yourself the way that you talk to yourself, because you forgot who you are. Because you don't know who your daddy is. But if you knew who you were, you would know who your daddy is, and you would know what your father's promise is to you. And you would never think that you had a deadline. You would never think that you were in debt. You would never think that you lacked anything. You would never think that. You would never, ever think that. So that's the issue. Remember the promise. Remember the promise. All right, let's get to it. And remember who your daddy is. Like I said, I'm going to change the name of this stream to Remember Who Your Daddy Is. That's serious. Real talk. Real talk. So, your faith is the gatekeeper of your inner voice. Your faith is the gatekeeper of your inner voice. It decides whether you speak death into your situation or speak life over it. Because with unshakable faith in God's promise, here's the promise of your daddy. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Those words are the words that transform. Absolutely. They become lifeline, solution, hope, endless possibilities, blessings in disguise, opportunity, breakthrough, victory, setup for success, divine intervention, peace, provision, confidence, abundance, overflow, healing, and wholeness. Remember who your daddy is, man. For real. Stop playing yourself. Talking about it ain't enough for you. Stop playing yourself. Talking about you worrying about something. Your daddy said give him that worry. Give it to him. And you keep on going. But you want to carry it. So if you want to carry it and talk to yourself all bad, then those things go together. Like certain things live in the same house. Or the first set of words, disease, lack, all of that, that lives in that house. Abundance, faith, where's that? Opportunity, victory, peace, provision, confidence, overflow, healing, wholeness, that lives in this house. So it's up to you, because the choice is yours. You can live in that house over there and suffer and not know who your daddy is, or you can live over here and give all your worries to your daddy, and you go on and be a happy child. You know what I'm saying? Go live happiness, joy, all of that. You know what I mean? So, your inner conversation is the soil where your faith plants seeds. The inner conversation is the soil where your faith plants seeds. Fear plants weeds. Faith plants miracles. Say it again. Fear plants weeds. Faith plants miracles. Guard that soil. Fill it with God's word. And watch every so-called deadline become a divine lifeline. Mic drop. 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 I'm done, y'all. I'm done. For real, I'm done. I'm done. I'm fed up. Nah, but for real. And I know that you might think that you're so far down in the swamp, in the dirt, that something so simple is not the solution. I know, because I've preached this a lot, and people cannot accept it. They can't accept it at all. They're like, "How that's going to help me? That's dumb." And be like, "That's dumb. I don't want to hear that. I need money." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not gonna put no food in my refrigerator. But it's something that is magical. It, like, in this society, they look at it like witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really frowned like that, like it's witchcraft or something. But now, here it is, right? Here it is. And I'm not don't get me wrong. I'm not some guy that could tell you verses out of the Bible. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not even me. But the thing is that the formula applies. The formula doesn't change. That's the thing. The formula goes from A, B, C, D. It goes across the board. The formula does not change. So once you have the understanding and once you know, it all makes sense. And then what you do is you apply the formula in this part of your life. You apply it in that part of your life. You apply it in the other part of your life. You apply it in all parts of your life, and it transforms it from whatever it was. So you see, I'm going off, right? Because the way that it transforms it is because the thing that you're becoming is an alchemist. You're turning water to wine. You're walking on water. You're doing all of these things that people are looking and saying, "Yo, what's going on? Like, how is he able to do that?" So it doesn't matter what situation you're faced with, you apply the formula to the situation and it transforms it, because the other, the part that you transform is no match for the power that you possess. It's no match for it. So it has to bend to you. It has to, once you apply the formula. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, a lot of people, they look at this stuff and they don't believe it because they think their problems are so and every time I think about this stuff, like, another line comes right to my mind. But they think their problems are so monumentous that something so simple can't solve it. But that's why they say that God can move the mountain. You can't budge the mountain. No matter what you do, you can't budge it. But God, that mountain will be gone. He'll wash it away. He'll blow the mountain away with wind or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but back to the key point I wanted to make, and that key point is that the key point is only a select few. Now, that's one of the most powerful lines that I came across. That only a select few are going to make it through the gate. Gotcha. Only a select few are going to make it through the gate. So get with the program. It's there. It's written. It's written. Only a select few are going to make it through the gate. So start working on them virtues. Start with that self-talk. Start with that inner dialogue. Start with this. Start working on it. Because when you got the inner dialogue going, you don't even have to say a word. I'm trying to tell you, it's alchemy. You transform automatically. And you'll just be walking down the street and somebody will see you and you'll be glowing because your inner conversation, it'll make the wrinkles come out of your face because you become more exuberant. You know, it brings the life out of you. You know what I'm saying? So the inner conversation is so important. It's so important that it speaks for itself. It's an energy that you give off. So, gotcha. You know what I'm saying? It's the energy that you give off, yo. So start with that inner conversation, and no matter what's going on in your life, you gotta talk good. Practice talking good. Practice. Because the thing about even when you talk good, when everybody else is talking bad and you come through talking good, they're gonna look at you like, what? But don't let that bring you down. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that stop you. You keep going. You keep going. You bring the light. You bring the light. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. That's how it works. So don't ever think your problems are too big for the power of being virtuous and the power of love. That's what it is. Virtuous, the power of love. So that's what I came to say tonight. That's what I came to say. I'm happy I kept it together because I was almost about to go totally off. I was almost about to go totally off, yo. Real talk, I was. I did a video the other day, bro. I did a video. It wasn't alive. I couldn't even post it because I was going in. I erased it. I started editing the joint, and then I erased it, yo, because I started going off. I was going off, yo. I said, nah, yo, that one was a little too harsh. The message was the same, but I'm gonna bring that energy though. I'm definitely gonna bring that energy one of these days, ASAP. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring that energy. I promise, yo. I promise. Because people think like, you know, when you make that transition, you know what I'm saying? That you still can't bring that. You can still bring it. You can still bring it, yo. You can still bring it, but it's just a different bringing it. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different bringing it, yo. It's more lighthearted bringing it, but they gonna feel it though. You know what I'm saying? They gonna feel it. Word. So on that note, what I said I'm gonna change the stream name to? Damn. I said I was going to change the stream name. The title to the stream is gonna be, dag. I forgot, yo. Something yo daddy. You don't know who your daddy is. I think so. I think it's you don't know what your daddy is. You don't know who your daddy is. Or go find your daddy. Something like that. I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. But for now, let me see. Real quick. You don't know who your daddy is. You Oh no. You better remember who your daddy is. Yup. You better remember who your daddy is and stop playing out here in these streets. Matter of fact, yup. I'm changing this whole joint and stop playing out here in these streets. Stop playing. Yo, bro, out here in these streets. I think I could still clip it though. I think I could clip it. Yeah, you better remember who your daddy is and stop playing out here in these streets. Word up. Word up. These people. Yeah, who's your daddy? Was it part 3? Who's your daddy, yo? The freak. They be yo, bro. They be abandoning their daddy, and then suffering. Yo, you better go find your daddy. The thing is that daddy always welcome you back home. He's not what's the word? Spiteful. He's not spiteful like that. But I gotta go to the gym, yo. That's why I gotta go. So gotta clap it up. Day 2, streaming. Tonight, I'm gonna go to bed a little earlier because the good thing about streaming is, guess what? I don't gotta edit it. So I don't gotta be up till like 4, 5 in the morning doing editing work. I don't have anything else to edit. So I may be able to get to sleep at a decent time. And I want to come on tomorrow morning bright and early. You know what I'm saying? So on that note, Chad, thank you for popping in. I didn't know. I thought that I could just add somebody to the stream like it was Instagram, you know what I'm saying? But on YouTube, I guess it doesn't work like that. I got to get one of the streaming services, like they call it like StreamYard, and there's a few of them. I was looking at a few earlier. So I just got to do a little bit more research and see which one fits what I need. And then I'll be able to bring you on. But I think then you would have to also have the same streaming service. So it's a little bit harder than, like I said, Instagram and those other joints. But don't worry, bro. We're going to work it out. Without a doubt. All right, so thank you for tuning in. And this video is going to be seen around the world. I already know. From the east to the west. All right, so peace and God bless. And find your daddy. He miss you.